Today, Rinpoche continued his explanation of Chandrakirti's entrance to the middle way, showing us once again that all things are not truly established, and also negating the mind-only school's view that everything is just a creation of the mind and that there are no external objects. Lost our place again, did we? Yes, I'm on point. I'm on to it. So we're on we are on stanza 50. So that's where we are. And I wrote a really helpful frame of reference. It says old volume. That helps. I'm glad I did that.
Which chapter?
6.
Page 75.
Oh, here, yeah, let me help you with the, yeah.
Page 75, chapter 6, page 75, stanza 50.
Interesting. Why is mine page 60?
Because you're no good.
Paper copy is different. The page numbers.
Okay, wait a minute. If you're going through here.
The paper copy, we're on 659.
Okay.
Do you need a paper copy?
I have a good.
Do you have a text? Yeah, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now,
Lori
in that
has the
case,
text.
We're on page 45, chapter 6, page 45, stanza 50, if you have the printed out text. I'm using the book. And you have a paper copy, so that could be different.
The paper copy is 59.
Right.
Page 59 on the paper copy.
We're just looking for stanza 50.
Exactly. Chapter 6, stanza 50. In sleep, they say there is no visual consciousness,
Right.
and thus no object seen.
Is your book the same?
Yeah.
Okay, because
The Injike Becha Sumure, the Shugu Kakare.
I can't hear. Say it again.
다 오마주가 이제 소진되는 통화지 소진 상주 선발레도 희지세도 니소 말로 상주선 제세나지 주스
Lesso.
예토도 소진된
I'm not that sub.
라제
I am
통화를 제버레스
I'm not complete.
소진도
Hold on,
가르쳐
Rinpoche's teaching right now. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, then
소진도 가르쳐서나 상주 선발을 제버레스
Lesso.
상주 선발을 가르쳐서나 대대 주소
Lesso.
희지세도 니소 말로다 상주선 제세나지 주 희지sem부제 안에 니소 말로 돈이도 비셔라지 되네 가서 상주선 주모 송라 되네 상주선 바 제거레스 제 상상원의 거 시버마도 상주선 바 참말로 대대 주송을 집에 가봐요 말레스
Then Lung Kaba ne Rinpoche.
오만주 바로
The Tambo. Then
Yentu.
Yentu.
통화.
Lesso. Okay. Data. Okay, so once again, welcome to the Chenrezig Tibetan Buddhist Center. We are looking at Chandrakirti's Introduction to the Middle Way, which is a commentary on Nagarjuna's Mulya Madhyamika Karika, the root wisdom text. At the beginning of this text, we see a quote. At first it says, homage to Manjushri Kumara, tender, glorious, ever useful. The Shravakas and those halfway to Buddhahood are born from the mighty sage, and Buddhas take their birth from bodhisattva heroes. Compassion, non-duality, the wish for Buddhahood for the sake the wish for Buddhahood for others' sake are causes of the children of the conqueror. So here it points out the various types of practitioners of Buddhism and how they realize their goals or what they depend upon to realize their goals. So here it says the Shravakas and those halfway to Buddhahood are born from the mighty sage. So here this is speaking of the the Shravakas are the hearers, and the Pratyeka Buddhas are the solitary realizers. Those halfway to Buddhahood are referring to the Pratyeka Buddhas, the Rang Sanjays. So when we look at, just as a note, the Hinayana, we see there are the categories of hearers and solitary realizers. And so this is referring to both of those practitioners. Those Hinayanist practitioners of the hearer and solitary realizer vehicle are born from the mighty sage, so from the Buddha. And the Buddhas take their birth from the Bodhisattva heroes. So the Bodhisattvas cause the Buddhas. So it is the mind of the Bodhisattva, which is the mind that aspires to be a Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings, which causes the Buddha to occur. So it's that Bodhisattva and that mental state of the Bodhisattva and the Bodhisattva path that Bodhisattva engages in that gives rise to Buddhahood. And then it says that compassion, non-duality, the wish for Buddhahood for others' sake are the causes of the children of the conqueror. So it's saying that compassion, the wisdom basically realizing emptiness, and bodhicitta are what causes the children of the conqueror. So here this has to be analyzed. So this is referring to, when we look at bodhisattvas, there are two types of bodhisattvas. There are many types of bodhisattvas, but when we use this kind of category, there are two. There are bodhisattvas of sharp capacity and bodhisattvas of dull capacity. So a bodhisattva of sharp capacity is the type of bodhisattva that this is referring to. So we can say compassion, non-duality, and the wish for Buddhahood for others' sakes are causes of the children of the conqueror, but you could say, someone could say they are not necessarily the causes of the children of the conqueror. And then you would say, well, posit that, which is not that, but is a cause of the children of the conqueror. And you would say the compassion and the wish for Buddhahood for the sake of others would be the cause of a bodhisattva of dull capacity. So you would omit the wisdom realizing emptiness. So this is assuming the bodhisattva of sharp capacity. Now you could also argue that by then the bodhisattva has an understanding of dependent origination because it's the object of their focus for the next transition to the path of preparation. So they have a working knowledge of it. So I've seen it, and one could argue that non-duality doesn't refer to that ultimate wisdom realizing it. But in this interpretation, it refers to that wisdom that a sharp capacity bodhisattva would have. The Rinpoche, the Shanchu Semba Wangun dan Wandu, Detsuke Shishero Nang, the Wangun, the Tomba Ni, the Solan Lena, Doni Dopi Shira Yure Sansan. The Dakpar, the Shanchu Semba Wangun Wandu, the Wandu, the Sherab Chembo Kagi, Wangdu.
Less
so. Then Wang Du Doni Dopi Shira Yurube. Ale Wangu Dakpart Solan Doni Dopi Shira Yurube. So the bodhisattva of sharp capacity is able to the nyamdu don't dopi shirap dang the ninji the shanchu sembe wangu the nyamdu tambo nipa yomare ku judre yomare the
nyamdu jetu mare shanchu sembe one ina hiji sembo maji bu kol toni to bishira je then hiji sembo je ngede
Dakpar. Dakpar doni dopi shirap yure. Dakpar. Wangu.
다바선 다 돈이 되듯이 싫어 걸지 해지 죽을 정도가 오늘
Wangu.
해지 줄지 돈이 되듯이 싫어 죽을 정도가
Okay.
어디면
So a bodhisattva of sharp capacity is a bodhisattva who realizes emptiness before great compassion, and a dull capacity realizes it after great compassion. So Shanchu Sembe Wangu, Tambo Noni Dopi Shirap, Dene Semche,
해지 전부
Dene Ninji Chempo. Shanchu Sembe Wandu, Tambo Ninji Chempo, Dene Doni Dopi Shirap. Dakpar.
어떤데
Okay, so the bodhisattva of sharp capacity first realizes emptiness, then great compassion. Dull capacity realizes great compassion, then emptiness. And you can see when we look at great compassion, there's three divisions. The one that recognizes sentient beings as its object, the one that recognizes phenomena as its object, which recognizes impermanence, and the one that recognizes the emptiness. And that's the highest form of great compassion. It's ultimate great compassion. So that's probably combined. It's just such a large universe of information that you'll see how it all starts to interconnect. Ale, okay.
달라말람이 비다 통내네 세버 조정 러라 차바진요와 대진가시 라지 위메바 라라 랭가면에 럴레정 대변하다 중 리버지스 라 대변하다 중 리버지스 말람이 비다 통한 말라는 다 조제번의 통마이나
Less so.
물라부술 잡아적으레스
Less so.
랄랄라가 왜래 랄레전 대변하다 중앙에바지스 네 세전 랄라 세전가지 레든가는 깨바모 소바 있나요? 된 제도 소원도 안 레근 대부도 조용레스 랄랄레가 왜래 랄레전 대변하다 중앙 여바인스 제다 유는 유면 통장 러리전시 다시 나봐 네 통기 뭐지 나봐 많이 따라 대신 해래 하면 메시지 대시를 남이 먹어 나빌래 남이 그니 글래 인도시 남이 그니 고아사발된 도와용 그래서 네 먹어와사발된 도와용 그래서 왔다 손도 말봐 금금에 로제 탄주데 레레나라 세바 가반제 레레나라 세바 가반제 레레나라 세바 가반제 그지 왜지 가자 니요라 포본다다 뭐지 니요지 땜번드네 제가 제도도 리버만 좀 가이 달라고 갈래 주나
The Detsamoa Loronan Gangisina the Detsamoa.
리버만 좀 가이 달라고 지수 따다 자야 상제제 제가 나다 나이 세버다 대진과 나라지 외매지 외지 당전이도 때문에 종아 매진 제법 마도시 나소 나시 세소 나시 당도 또 주베 로도베 셔럴란에 상주 삼바데 나시 당도 되니 또 번조로 제달 롱기 구이 자소네 칠레 졸런 종아 대신도 구인지 사변 군세절에 라게는 나시 다진 용스 출라 좋아하나지 군지를 때네 안에 군지 때도 금액이 바자잖아 되는 데부터 좋은 거래스 라게는 장신 용 제시 제제 온가 온바다바 여바 다바 여비 준조신 시르 조아메바 용줄라 yue da zhugu yue mi rajin yue shiru me senpen de kan yue malang chi jin shen de san sha shiru de zhuba me bu gar yue na malang jin si lo bin na del san dang yin
The data. Yine diso. Okay, so I'm going to read up to everyone's going to laugh when I read it. But we're actually a few stanzas behind because it's like the same. You'll see. Okay, so I'm going to start at. Hold on one moment here. We're exactly where we are now. Just give me one moment. Okay, since actions are without, number 39, since actions are without inherent true cessation, even though there is no universal ground, they can produce effects. Indeed, some acts may be completed long ago, but you should know they will bear their fruit. A fool waking from his dream remains attached to what he dreamed about. So it says a fool that woke from his dream still is attached to the objects of observation of the dream. It says it in the Tibetan. It's made nicer in this. So it says a fool who has woken from a dream is still attached to those objects of observation. In such a way, from finished acts that are without reality, resultant fruits will also manifest. So even though these things are not truly established, they bear not truly established results that do exist. So conventionally, all of these things exist, but they are all not truly established. So even it's similar to a fool that is attached to these things that don't exist in a dream. True establishment doesn't exist in reality, but we're attached to it. So we're saying that the true establishment of these things is no more real than the things that one is attached to in a dream. So it's not saying the objects in a dream, it's saying both are not existent. True establishment of an object doesn't exist, and nor does the object in the dream. So it's saying a fool when waking from his or her dream remains attached to the objects of observation of that dream. In such a way, when finished acts are without reality or do not have true establishment, resultant fruits will also manifest. While non-existent objects are all equal in their unreality, black lines are only seen by those who suffer from an eye disease, while other non-existent things will not appear to such an invalid. It's thus that we should understand that ripened acts do not again bear fruit. While evil acts are seen to be the source of baneful fruits and good results are seen to come from virtuous deeds, it's so much shorter than all of that. But the wise for whom there is no good or ill are free, and we are warned against investigation of the karmic process. So it's saying that the basic thing that virtue causes happiness, non-virtue causes suffering, is an absolute. That's absolutely true. But if you start to really need to know every detail and every cause of every happiness and every specific cause of every suffering, you'll be spinning your wheels, because it's omniscience that is able to understand those really finite details. So it's something that will just leave you. It says, we are warned against investigation of the karmic process. You're not warned against analyzing karma. It's saying that, okay, well, why did this taste good right now? And trying to figure that out. Why did this taste make me happy right now? What caused it? It's saying you're warned against doing that because it just makes you spin your wheels. Just know the basic, that virtue causes happiness. And then they will become a little more specific about, oh, you'll have a good color if you're patient. But it'll never be like on Friday at 9, you'll have this, because that's the part they're warning against. Trying to investigate it to that degree. That universal ground that persons do exist, that skandhas are existent things, all these are teachings given for those who cannot understand the deepest meaning. The Buddha, free of thinking that the aggregates composed a self, did yet say I, and spoke of these my teachings in such a way, though things are certainly without inherent being, he taught expediently and said that they exist. Suchness, we should understand, is similar to this. If ordinary perception yielded true and valid knowledge... Did I go backwards? Sorry. It all sounds so similar. It doesn't like go in a... Finding no perceiving subject and no thing perceived, and understanding... Hold on. How,
That's right, 45. 45.
Yeah, it's taught expediently. Finding no perceiving subject and no thing perceived, and understanding that the triple world is merely consciousness, the bodhisattva you affirm abide in wisdom, knowing that the mind alone is ultimate reality. Just as from the mighty sea you say the waves appear, called forth by blowing winds, likewise from the seat of all the universal ground, mere consciousness arises through its own potential. And thus dependent nature, other-powered, is the cause of things that are but imputations. This nature is what manifests. There are no things outside the mind. This does indeed exist, but lies beyond the sphere of intellect. But what example can you give of mind without an outer world? It's like a dream, you say, but this we must examine. I hold that even when I dream, my mind does not exist. The example that you give here has no validity. And when we wake, you say we can recall your dreams. This shows the mind exists. And then it follows that the object of observation of our dreams exists likewise. So it's like the same stanza. So Lich and I found this spot in the Tibetan, and then when I told Rinpoche where we were real quick, it's the same. It says Milam in both parts. So I just quickly showed him the wrong part. So that's why we have to just get up to where we are. So we are all now at stanza 50. Right when we got to Milam, actually when we got to about one stanza further, I found where we were. And Rinpoche stopped and said, let's just keep going. Okay, Rinpoche. Milam jishin shide. Ngatsu lepsa. Je jujun. Milam. Milam jishin.
Malajin se laba ina nga san tangins.
Leso.
Malajin se na te san sha. Kanse ngala mala na ya sen.
Ale.
Yeme pe mes.
Ale.
Nga na mala sen yeme te se chuji pe mes. Chuji pe ya yo mares. Kete sese mala trali yo na shiru sebitse ne traya yo se loba ina ne shiru tanto tuba yo batal ne tramba yo be shirs what is one sare yo na shiru yo ya tejin joro cheta choje ngedu ha tramba Tenda shiru la yang yoba yis. Chata chue je ngan tong si tamba de, ane loba yina ane shiru tantu ruba tamba yoba res. Tenda shiru la yoba yin. Kete nye na melu masibe, yome yi je sheba kona yus. Nim kuyi and the Mishe Yomares, each Shiba Kona Mato, each Shiba Yomares, Kona Yu, Ti Naba Shiru Nidu Shen, Malan Cheta Tejin, the Dona, Cheta Chuji, Shi Malanto, Machi Tejin, Yijan, Yijan, Chimai, Medan, Megi, Yudan, Tejisen, Sombu Taji, Jan, Zumbayo, Tamalan, Yu, Samakalo, Zumbares, Kundu Dempares, Tonton de Maris,
Leso.
Nasu Lama Sombon, Chewa Me, Malan Cheta, Tejin, Selayan, Wana Zuni, Sende, Yomayi, Shui Meji, Ombana Jame, Dena Chetar, Sejin Chesido, Masi Tejin de la Somboyu, Sebachona, Sonja, Yomitar, Temu Nise Lede, Tejino, Ombarari Jeva, Lokangi, rari tole, tashi kantongwa, talo latu, nicha, dema de, tashi zaba tungi, sheba ngola, tashi zaba de, dema tungu wares, dema de. Tuanse tongla, niga zumba, tuanse niga zumba res, kuzu dema inbe shir. What is something that Kete sheja, meba lu yu na, zati yu dang, mi ne, jendu yu, rari me lang, zashi lunju na, tata mayin di shir, yu ba mi, kanshi tonga tala, lu nu ne, me ja di shir, tala, lu men juru, sheja yu ngu, zayu, mi shi na, nu de me be, de ne, ru ma yin, je la nu ba, shi ba yu ma yin, ma je ngu yi la yang, yi lang, nu ba mi, che ba me ba, che ba jen yu mi, ma shang pa lang, de ne, yu ba tal.
That's go. Okay.
Ka le ju.
So hard to see this. It's incredible. The ngatsu becha selpo yo mare. The peik, the kapi. The lo kali kapudu. Okay. In sleep, you say there is no visual consciousness and thus no object seen. The mental consciousness alone is operative. Its aspects are assumed to be existing outwardly, as with dreams, so too with waking life. But just as outer objects in your dream are unproduced, the consciousness beholding them is likewise unproduced. The faculty, the object seen, the consciousness that they create, these three indeed are all deceptive fancies. So it's saying that the dream does not have true existence. The dreamer does not have true existence. The object of observation of the dream does not have true existence. And it's also then negating the idea that it's showing that if everything was created by the mind, then during the dream, that dream state would be just as valid as the waking state. So it's saying that these objects externally are not a creation of the mind in that they aren't out there externally. It's saying that their qualities are created by the mind. The qualities that are imputed, or the name of it, right all the way down to the name, which then assigns it all of these qualities. You name it this because the thing with that name has that. Right down to that. So it's saying that that's what it's speaking of. It's saying that for hearing and the rest, these three are likewise unproduced, and as in dreams, so also in the waking state. So when you hear something in a dream, even though it's illusory in terms of it actually happening, it is not truly established, just like as if you heard something, that is not truly established. So the illusory hearing that happens in a dream is not truly established, and then the actual hearing is not truly established. So none of these things have any more establishment because they are, because of the way they are interpreted. It's basically saying, it's just covering it all with not truly established. Phenomena are false illusions. Indeed, there is no mind, there are no objects, and there are no senses. So it's negating this idea that there's this ultimate mind that's creating it all, because there's not an ultimate mind. Both when we are awake and when we are not roused from sleep, these three appear to be. These same three melt away from our dreams. These same three melt away when from our dreams we stir, and so it is when waking from the sleep of nescience, the mind's necessary word, nescience, sleep of nescience, The minds of those who suffer from defective sight behold black lines, the symptom of their malady. For them, this consciousness and object are true. For those with healthy sight, both terms are false. So the point that this is being made is if your sense, and it actually talks about if your sense consciousness is defective and it's making you see things wrong, that's wrong, and feeling that the thing is truly established is wrong. With somebody who has an ordinary normal vision, it's not wrong to see, like if there's a white snow mountains, someone who has defective vision might see it as yellow. It's not yellow and it's not truly established. For someone with non-defective sense faculties, they would see a white snow mountain. It is a white snow mountain, but it's not truly established. So it's saying the person who has faulty consciousness is seeing it wrong two ways, but the person who has non-faulty sense powers, literally, is also seeing it wrong, but just in that second way. If mind exists without an object of cognition, then even those without the malady, when looking at the place where the lines are seen, should see them too. They do not. Therefore, no such mind exists. So if the mind was truly established, then the mind wouldn't create, it would see all of these things. It would see the same things, it's saying. It's just one argument. For those with healthy sight, you say the mind's potential is not ripe, and this is why they do not see. It's not because there is no object that the mind does not perceive, but this potential has no being. Thus, this mind is not established. So it's negating this mind-only school view they're focusing on right now. This sem sampi dawa ka. Rebe. Yeah, this is the section that negates the mind-only school view. So you if someone, I'm not, but if someone in the room is a scholar of the mind-only school, it would clearly see it all negating the view, because these are the views that mind-only carries, that the mind creates all of it. It's all a projection of the mind. And the mind is the only true source. And there are parts of it that are actually truly existent, like to some degree. So it's negating all of those really intricate details of the mind-only school system. Potential. Okay, here. For those with healthy sight, you say the mind's potential is not ripe, and this is why they do not see. It's not because there is no object that the mind does not perceive, but this potential has no being, thus the mind is not established. Potential cannot be in what is actual. With what is not yet born, it cannot be aligned. No owner can there be of what does not exist, or such could be ascribed to a childless woman's sons. So it says barren woman's sons. So they don't mean adopted. They mean like there's not an existent. A barren woman doesn't have a son. So it's just saying that true establishment exists just as much as a barren woman's son. There's like three ones they love. Child of a barren woman, sky flower, and rabbit with horns. These are the three non-existent things that they use as an example of a non-existent thing over and over and over and over again. Those three. Nanki Metu, Mushampu, Ribongra. The mambo, Mushampu, Ribongra, Nanki Metu. De son mepa. The chuchen, the mepi chuchen. Okay. The musham de leson. Okay. 58. Mushampula Long Dani. Okay. What time is it? We'll do one more. That's more than a Ngatsuchua Dan Lenja. Gangistina. Mushampu. The Mushampu. Musha. The
Mushampula. Then you have a tell.
Tuchet.
Yabata kede.
Gete.
Yuan Jua. Henduna. Yuan Ju. Yuan Ju. Henduna Mashampal. Shugul Mashan Poyungures. Pananga to Tail. Tail Pogo Marwa. Shugul Jawa Shamatabakul Pogo Yungro. Jun Duna. Nepa Meba Dele. Jun Ju Man. Never men a colpo jigmaris. Pension, Dunla, Dampi, Drubane, Drumi, Niji Tamba, Naji Song, Chubutamba to Song Waris, Kitten Gabi, Numi, Lenjuna, Gabi Nubale, and Devon Juna, Jenji Nubala, Juan Joros, Jenji Nubala, and then Devon Yores, Jujin Nanter, Pension Tadeyu, Jujin to Pension Tadeyu, Tishi Tanji, Gule Juan Joro, Gule Juan Joro, Kete Tene, Jujin Tadeje, Tada Lajun, Tade Medishers, Tade Medisher, Nieme Jena, then the Druja she's, Neba Messelan, the Druja is, Tam Dejun, Come Rishoro, Champagne Bit Latin, Chunana, Jenny Sena, Juji Tu Mete, Kanda Ransen, Niji Susoa, Tada Juji Tuba, Rimayi, Meluchawa, Rani, Kanji Le, Tabanta Kunle, Chenjushin, Rangi Nashi Nuba, Nutella, Ombo Zojin, Ombo Zojin Miji Shawatu, Ombo Zojin Miji Shawatu, Ombo Zojin de la Mise, Ne Lagres, Tena Ombo Le Shun, number he, Shizun Mea, Rangi Saben Le, Musu Ni, Juan, Matu Ne, Chi Shiru Zua, Saint Kinkelen, Malan Nane, Zu Jemetre, Malan Nane, Zudun Jemetre, Malan Nale Sheba Matu, Nejenda Yomaravata, Jemes, Jemeba, Rani Mile, Ti, Nashi Sen, Juan Jeter, Tejin, Sela, Der Shiru Meba, Yine, Yojina, Shiru Menaya, Teton Yishi Yorsina, Yojina. Jeter Meme Bane, Melando, Musu Nayu, Isen Juan, Tar, Miluat Zulgangalo, and Molana and Zoton Molanta Yoris, Juan Tar, Meme Bayan, Rangis Sabene, Hille Loin, the Hille Loin Lander, Jemages, Loin La Jedamajit Jugges, Kete Chetar, Molan Trobaye, Never me Seba, Majuna, Trobi Numi, Cheta, the Meba, Tatar Mete, Maji, Chimeri, Cheta Miji, Dene, Jumitar, Malantoya, Nine, Jumayi, Tishi Malantoya, Tengami, Jubi Yujen, Toba, Jukilam. De Lane, Kanta Ba, Tetantala, Tanja, Sutun Yu,
Okay.
Sun de Seji, Sanji Naji, Gaya, Ngobuyoji Mazund, Sanji Tugane, Shiru Ngobuyo Sunya Mares.
Lesso. Okay, the Dixon. The Rinpoche Chukaba Lesson. The market Chukaba Lesson. Okay, the Den Du. Okay.
Yeah.
93. Den Du. Okay. The Buddha never said it. 68. Okay. Stanza 68. Okay. All right. So we're going to just... Potential cannot be in what is actual. With what is not yet born, it cannot be aligned. No owner can there be of what does not exist, or such could be ascribed to childless women's sons. You say that consciousness will manifest and thus it has potential. We say that since there is now no potential, there will be no consciousness. Phenomena arising in a mutual dependence do not have true existence, so the holy ones have said. If consciousness emerges from a ripened potency already past, it will have come from a potential that is extraneous to itself. And since the instants of this continuity are alien to each other, anything and everything can come from anything. Saying if there isn't any concordance. You may reply that while the sequence does not consist of different things, the sequence in itself is one and integral. But if you think your argument is firm, it is now your task to prove it, for extraneous items do not make a continuity. So it's saying, it's really translated difficult. It says in the Tibetan, and I don't want to just basically says that things operate with causes and conditions. If you're saying that those causes and conditions are some way inherently existent, then you're saying there's a singular there, and then they couldn't go anywhere from there. They wouldn't be destroyed. They would still be there. There wouldn't be any cause and condition and effect. There wouldn't be. So the sequencing is talking about cause, effect, and the conditions that allow for the effect to occur. So it's saying that the sequence itself is not one. It's not truly existent because the sequence itself is dependent. The cause itself is dependent. The condition itself is dependent. So you don't find any way, even if you take the sequence, if you call it that, and say that that's just one bunched thing, you don't find any, no matter how you argue it, it's basically saying that you come up with this idea that the mind is not truly established, that what it projects is not truly established, what is external exists, but it is not truly established. So that's basically what this stanza is saying in the Tibetan. Qualities ascribed to Upagupta and Maitreya are distinct and cannot be assigned to one continuum. Phenomena that differ by their varying particulars do not compose a single continuity. You say that from potency for visual consciousness, this consciousness arises wholly at once. This potency on which the consciousness is founded is what is thought of as the eye, the material visual power. People think you say that it is from the senses that perceptions come, not knowing that when colors are beheld, it's due to mental seeds, not our outer stimuli, that things are seen. The outer world they apprehend, you say, is but their mind. In dreams, the objects seen are not outside the mind. The mind assumes their aspects through its ripened potency. And as with dreaming, so with waking life, you say, the mind exists without external objects. But just as in a dream, when eyes are closed, the mental consciousness of color does occur. Why is it that a blind man does not see it with his eyes, without his eyes, through ripening likewise of his mental seeds? Let me just make sure I don't read too far. The potential of the mental consciousness, you say, matures in dreams. It does not ripen in the blind man's waking state. But why should we not say that just as the potential of the mental consciousness does not mature in waking life, it does not do so either in a dream? For just as eyelessness does not cause each such a ripening when we are dreaming, neither should our sleep. If the mind is creating everything, a blind person should be able to see, is basically what it's saying, because the mind is creating all of these aspects. It's just coming up with all of these consequences. That's what, like Tengjur, the Madhyamika Prasangika, Prasangika stands for consequence, the middle way consequence system. So it's basically showing consequence to all of these views. Oh, you say that? Well, what about this? Oh, if you say that, then this must be true too, right? So that's basically, it's just baiting and baiting. So they arrive at the understanding that they're wrong without saying you're wrong. You're saying, oh, well, based on what you're saying, then this is true too, right? So they say, oh, well, I do believe that. That's not true. And it X's out their incorrect assumption without saying, hey, you're wrong. It's showing them that they know they're wrong. And that's what the consequence is about. It's showing the person that they know they're wrong. That's a really good way. Showing the person they know they're wrong. That's what consequential logic is. It's not showing them they're wrong, showing them they know they're wrong. It's using the tools that they have in their mind against them. It's using what they believe to negate what they shouldn't believe. Like there are some things that are correct that we all concur to believe. So it's you figure out what those things are, and then you figure out what their outstanding beliefs are that contradict reality and what would make sense in logic. For just as eyelessness does not cause such a ripening when we are dreaming, neither should our sleep. And so you concede that even in a dream, both sense and object are the causes of mistaken mental consciousness. However you may answer and whatever you may say, it all appears to us as mere hypothesis, which brings the disputation to a close. The Buddha never taught that things truly exist. Said that everything you're saying sounds like a hypothesis. You know, it's like an idea. Well, I think it's this. And then the facts seem to tear down that idea as they're placed in it. All the consequences to believing A tear down A. Okay. Questions? Sorry about the beginning, too. It's just reading's not my forte. Reading Tibetan is not. That's my weakest point. I can read it. I usually need a dictionary and time and not an audience. And any questions? Okay. Trio yomare konsu kalikason jishena.
Question?
I have a small,
Okay.
a small one. In stanza 45.
Yeah.
Second line, in understanding that the triple world is mere consciousness. I was just wondering, triple world. I know you've said that before, but what
Let's
is the
find out
triple
for sure,
world?
but it's probably the form realm, formless realm, and the
Okay.
desire realm.
Okay.
But let's make sure, perceiving, which stanza, I'm sorry,
45.
45, triple world, 45. I've got all my little notes, so this is going to be a lot quicker. There's 40, 58. I see, I decided to do that later on. Oh, 51. 46. Okay. 45, right? I'm looking for?
Yes. Second line.
Okay. Rinpoche, the si sum, si pa sum, de garre.
Sipa sawu sati sawu sati satu zung tenjire.
Okay, so I just want to make sure.
Sisung nashi zangdu
The si sum garre.
Sipa sung chisi pasi.
Dukan yomare.
Dukan zukan zume sung.
Yomare.
Diwe jire.
Geshe la garre.
Chisi pasi ngwa di sipa song dira.
O deja nan diwe.
Okay. Hold on one second. Give me a moment. We have two explanations. I want to see what the third is. Give me a moment, and I'll combine it all. Because I don't really know Geshe La so well. I just want to just give me a moment. It's worth it.
Dira kan zume kan la da kan song la.
Data yin. Ooh, I like that. Yapudu Geshe La. I like this. This is my favorite. Okay, hold on. I just have to remember how this book works. I never use it for this, but for this particular one, I want to use it. Okay, Samukaya, 196. Okay, 150. All right, here we go. 40. I've heard it both ways too, but I want to. And Geshe La de Dondagare, this de kon lenja de Dondagare. The Sikh, Injike, Hakogomare, Yene, the Dondagare, the Sipa,
chesi pasi
CC.
chesi sun chekalam sendro chesi
The Cheka Lama, okay.
sendro chesi pasi so bado
Okay, death mind, okay.
modu sebasna chesandro
Jewa. The Semsum, Sipa Sum,
sebas
Ale, three existence. Okay. You can interpret it as the way I did, but that's the simpler way.
Say what you said again. It's the form realm. The
But
form.
that's not the actual meaning.
Okay.
It would be desire realm, which is what we're in,
Yeah.
the form realm, and the formless realm. Those are the three, usually the three constituents, or the three worlds it'll be called. Now it says here the Sipa. And when you have this Sipa, I don't know why it's not in here. I don't know why I'm using this. It's referring to states of existence.
Yeah.
And the states of existence can mean the death state, the bardo state, and the birth state. So I guess it would be birth to death, that death to bardo, and then bardo to something like that. So those existences. So you can look at it in those three ways. Rinpoche also gave another interpretation that I'll add. He said the underworld, like things that live in the ground, things that live on the earth, and things that live in the sky, is another way that the triple world is explained sometimes. But because this word Sipa is used, it usually means this thing that Geshe La is saying. And he was ready to full-on debate it. So I think he's valid. I'm
Yes.
going with valid.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Geshe La's was the Sipa Sum, that the death state of existence, the bardo existence, and the birth existence. The Jewa Chekalama Bardo.
chekalam chesi
Chekalama.
chesi
chesi
chekalam chi sendro chwa
Chekalama Sam. Bardo Sam.
yeah
Jewa. That say this Sam.
yeah
Rebe.
yeah sipa son dere ta des chesi pasi modi sipara
Jesse Chekalama.
chewa len aro
Jewalan. Jesse. Dene Nipa. Pasi Bardo.
chewa mane che shi chawa che di paru tela pasi che
Okay. Dene
modi sipa sun chewa len na ya tru chara ta
Jewalan. Okay, yeah. So it's the existence of our life, the death's mind, and then the existence of between death and the bardo. So those are the three existences we can have. Makes sense. While we're dying, Chekalama, death time. So that's a whole event. If so, the whole death is a whole event that takes place. So that's an existence. And then before death, up to where you're, because death you have in Tibetan Buddhism, all the dissolving of the elements and all of these different things are taking place before you're actually dead. So death, I think, would be what it would be called death existence, intermediate state existence. So between death existence and life, and then life existence, I would say, from birth, when you're born. And birth in Buddhism is conception. So it'd be when the sperm and egg come together until you die. There's two chain, I guess, Shela. Sheda Yabudu. The lenja sumyure. The hula. This nanka, the hula, the dandan, the nanka. Then dukan, zukan, zumekan. Then ne jese base, the sum. Lenja sumyure. Chishena.
so kan sume
Yeah, kamsum.
kamsum la ma da sipa sum mare
Sipa. So Geshe-la is saying they never say Sipa in terms of constituents. So he's saying that this word would never mean desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. That's why it's so awesome in debate, because there's no, like, doesn't matter who has what degree and what level. Like, that's the way debate works. And you know, anyway.
Thank you.
And without an actual commentary, it's all up for debate. We don't have a commentary of this, right? We're using just straight knowledge. Rinpoche is learning, and you know, so when you don't have a commentary and you're not, when you're just doing this kind of teaching, you're not looking at the etymology of each word. It's not a word commentary. A word commentary, you would go, why is and there and the is there? That's a word commentary. This is a different kind of commentary. And when you're just reading through it, you don't catch those things where you have to break down the etymology and say, you see the three existences. Well, you know, anyway. So it's just very interesting how one thing can be loaded with so many different things just because of the way that it's presented. Okay, Yabudu. Tuchena Geshe La. Pento. I just want to put this back in order so it's not a nightmare next time again. Okay. Okay, so we'll do the concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. And 110. Hold on. 90. 09, 110. All right. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. Imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit teachings of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the three times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara, Tenzin Gyatso, may he stay samsara zen. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rinpoche, Gucci Shapi Denonan. Suji Geshe La, Gucci Shapi Denonan.